I did the crime, but if you're going to lock people in cells for long periods of time throughout the day, you're not going to get a rehabilitated prisoner at the end of the day. You're going to get the same person with anger and frustration issues released to society.
The TV set before WayoutTV was pretty bland. You could drive yourself mad watching daytime TV.
I want to sit and talk to lion
Well, I think that's sad.
In this environment, sometimes you do crave something that's a little more challenging than what you're fed on the standard channels.
What do I learn from watching Jeremy Kyle, etc., etc., etc.? You're not going to get a well-adjusted person that understands his issues, that understands society expects him to change if you just shut the door and leave him to watch whatever's on the television.
I don't think people realise quite what it's like to be banged up for 16 hours straight. If you don't find something to occupy that time that you're banged up, you can overthink, you can become quite stressed, you can become quite down.
You can't just leave someone in a room expecting to change overnight or over 10 years. It's not going to happen.
In-cell boredom is debilitating. It'll lead to self-harming, suicide attempts, spice.
You can come over to education in the daytime. You can get all the brain food that you feel you want and need during the day. You feel quite uplifted by that. You feel quite inspired by that. You go back to the cell and you almost feel back to square one, the way you started the day.
I was doing alright, and then I f***ed up by coming in here. I don't even know what the f*** I'm gonna do when I get out.
WayoutTV's done an awful lot for offenders. You can go and study during the day, and pretty much any point during the day, whatever you're studying, you can go back and you can watch something that relates to what you've learned during the day.
It's broadcasting information programs, not Coronation Street, not Emmerdale Farm, not EastEnders, but stuff that people can learn from. I've just turned my telly on half an hour and I've got a lecturer, I've got somebody that knows what they're doing, talking to me in my cell, in my quiet space.
If you're doing motor mechanics, there's classic car. If you're doing a maths or English course, there's Minute Maths, there's English Vid. If you're studying art, there's Art TV, there's drawing tutorials.
I didn't have any clue about art history and stuff like that. TED Talks, what fantastic stuff to watch. My broad-based learning has gone up just from watching telly.
There's a really good social side. Quite often you'll go back to the wing and you will hear people say, did you see that ad on WayoutTV? Have you heard message X that's been on WayoutTV?
WayoutTV is the information station. Old hat posters on the notice board, nobody watches, nobody reads. Out of date, most of them. It's on the ticker. There's a governor comes on the screen, talks to you about regime closure, about new activities, about something that you can get involved in, and it's there in your cell 3-4 times a day. You can't miss it. That information is live to you in reality. It's better than BBC News.
You get people speaking about the new courses that are coming up. That genuinely happens. You go back to the wing. If you know somebody's interested in a course and you've seen it advertised on WayoutTV, you will tell them about it.
People are being changed by the fact that they can watch TV and learn. They can do something for them. They can do something for their family while being in prison. It is changing lives in cell TV, in cell learning. It is changing attitudes to learning. It is changing attitudes to who I am and why I exist. It gives me a reason to be me. I left school with very, very poor qualifications. I came into prison very barely able to put a sentence together. I understood you had to have a capital letter and a full stop, but that was it. And now, through education, certainly through Way to Learn and studying in my own cell, I'm going off and doing an Open University degree. My friends and family that have known me for years are absolutely stunned. And it's about taking that time out in your own cell and thinking, yes, I can do this. I'm learning stuff by watching TV. Maybe this formal education in the classroom with the whiteboards, with students' discussions, is something I might be able to do in the future. It's about moving forward. I'm not a prisoner banged up in a cell. I can do something else.
Don't underestimate the importance of a personal survival budget.
This is how you do it.
In an interview, we both just agreed, you are selling yourself.
The benefits of studying in your cell is about the person taking that responsibility. They're learning in their own time. They're not worried about answering the question wrong because their mates are listening in the classroom. It's about you learning. It's not about getting paid to turn up at education because that's what the governor wants you to do. That's what education think you should do. It's about prisoners taking responsibility. There are a range of courses from food safety through to creative writing through to whatever that people can get involved in. And it's about, I know, I can do that. I'm not that daft, I understand that. And it's about, yes, I can do, rather than they want me to do. We're disconnected from the real stuff of learning, the internet-based learning. Yes, you're not going to have full access to the internet in prison, I understand that. But there is no reason why enhanced education channels cannot be fed through a prison server to that desktop, so that an inmate that's studying in his cell can come into the classroom and catch up and further enhance what he's learned in cell learning. What motivation that will give somebody for coming out of prison that's locked in its closed world to an open world where he might go on and educate himself further than that. He might go and get a job and start being that responsible, pro-social person that we want everybody leaving prison to be.